Hello. Hi everyone. I don't know if it's working this time. There's not been an update, so it might fucking work. Bloody hope so.
It's fine. I've got wine. I don't care.
Yeah, I've got wine too.
We can just chat. It's fine.
I normally pick wine on its name.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
if it's a funny name, then I'll pick it up. It's the same with coffee
Great
as
plan.
well. So I had a coffee called Guatemalan Elephant once, just because it just made me chuckle, and I thought, yeah, it's perfect. So I've got Oxford Landing, which you can't see because of green screen.
Great. Perfect.
Yeah,
Amazing. Love that.
Oxford Landing with the green label, and I think the fact that this is fair trade is the biggest draw, or is it
Yeah.
Colombard? I don't know, but it's 12%. I'm quite happy with this.
Mine is Baron Amarillo, and I immediately just started singing the song "Show Me the Way to Amarillo," and that was it.
Yeah,
And
sold.
exactly. Can you tell I used to be a barman?
Excellent.
Yep.
Oh right, it's got. Okay, let's turn that one off. Right, is the echo gone now? Well, I think we'll know when Kyle says something.
Oh, was there an echo when I was talking? Oh
All
no.
right, it's got. Okay, that's another audio output one there. So this time round, it's given me 4 audio output captures, which is what it's picking up on you. So we're now down to
Oh,
1.
oh, is that better?
I fucking hope so.
Watch as these two gentlemen try and figure out how to operate technology.
I think everyone has accepted that I can't do anything on this really. It's there. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Who knows? But it's here. We're all here. We're ready to go. We have wine and everything. So let's do the updates first. Where are we? Temporary Elk. Hello. Welcome. First time. Good to see you. So I've been asked to share a GoFundMe
Oh,
for a couple who lost their family home in a fire in America. So they've lost everything. They've lost
everything. Right.
absolutely everything. So an insurance will cover them to a point, but they're looking at regaining a lot. But the insurance won't cover things like instruments, and they seem to be a very musical couple. So it's quite a personal GoFundMe for some people, for someone I know. So I've said I'd share it. So I'll chuck the link in. There's no pressure on anyone, as always. But yeah, I think I think I've sorted the echo now. So instead of having 4 devices giving output, we've got 1.
Could have been my laptop doing something random. I don't know.
No, it's going to be Streamlabs. It's always bloody Streamlabs. It's all, as things go, it's wank. Um, so, but yeah, so that GoFundMe is there. So have a look, and if you feel you can, then great.
Do
I'll
what you
share it
can.
again a bit late. I'll share it again a bit later, if I remember. My memory's been. I've had such a long day. It's just like anything goes now.
I will try and remember too. But wine.
But wine, yes. So I'm drinking Oxford Landing at the moment. It tastes nothing like it. I'm sure. Uh, yeah,
And I'm on my way to Amarillo at the
you're on your way
minute.
to Amarillo.
Yep.
Oh dear. So Empire. We had a
Empire.
lovely, wonderful chat before E1 with lots of talk about virtues, hitting the ground running, getting involved,
Yep.
controversies, all of this sort of stuff. I was
Uh-huh.
expecting to hear from the distance, all the way over in the mark, all the way over there, expecting to hear, have you heard about this guy Silas? I was expecting to hear all of this all the time. I didn't. I was a bit shocked. I heard a couple of things. People saying that there was someone there who very passionately argues the virtues, and I was thinking to myself, I know who that is.
Uh-huh.
So, how did you find your very first event? How was it?
Oh, I did a lot. A
Yeah.
lot of things happened.
Did you survive?
I survived, yes. And there was a point where I looked death in the face as Silas and was like, "Well, this could go really badly, really quickly.
Yeah.
Oh no." Yeah, it was by far like I had expectations of what the event would be like. I had expectations of how much I would get done or what I wanted to aim and do, and it went way above and beyond like my expectations. And the enjoyment that I had was incredible. Yeah, all of my equipment worked, my tent worked. I was all good. It was great.
I don't know what
I'm
just
really
happened
sorry.
there, or if it messed up for anyone else.
What?
Everything just went sort of roboty.
Roboty. Did I go roboty? Did I?
Not just you, but my camera did as well. Interesting. I think everything's just fucked today.
Oh, brilliant.
So we'll stick with that.
expectations.
We'll keep on going.
Yeah, it went above and beyond what I expected.
Good.
Way above and beyond. I was dry for the event, which was great. I did get a bit wind chapped on the lips, but hey, I think everyone did in the field, so I don't feel like that was anything that anyone could have really been like, oh, prep for this. And my tent stayed up the entire weekend, so winning.
That's good.
Winning.
Yeah. So Dave says Kyle in chat. Curtis is there. Max says hi. The old Heckin' Snack, Merry Wanderer. Hi Mark. And then Max says sorry Kyle for trying to kill you.
There was a couple of occasions where people tried to kill me. Oh yes, no, yeah, that one, yeah, that was part and parcel of it, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Right,
we'll
okay.
get into that. We will get into that because that was like on an icy level. Oh shit, this is pretty bad. On an OC level, I was like, I was like, this is going bad. It was
That's
good.
amazing.
Love that.
Yeah.
We'll get into that though. That's a real fun part of the story.
I've been doing my damnedest because I know that I'm doing a lot of these streams. So I'm having to rein in the stories I tell.
Yes.
Because
Don't be telling any too much of that plot.
I need to, well, and I need to spread them out as well.
That is also true.
Because I got involved in, like you, it seems, a hell of a lot. It's the busiest event I've ever had.
Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that though. That's the thing that like kind of made me go, oh crap. It's like a lot of players that have been there since day one were like, I don't know what happened this event because there was so much that just so much happened, and I was like, brilliant. Like everyone sort of hit the ground just being like, play.
Yeah.
I was like,
I think what it was is that there was, because everybody was there trying to remember how to play the game. Everyone had forgotten everything, and then all of a sudden everybody's in the field and saying, right, I need to do this, this, and this, and of course there's about 50 people needs to do exactly the same thing, so everybody is off doing exactly the same thing. I was able to do it's one of my favourite things, is that when people ask you for information, I'll collect payment and then I'll make something up half the time. Because because obviously this is all out of character information. This is all out of character. So the thing is that no one can tell if I'm telling them the truth about a situation or if I'm lying about a situation. And I was involved in a skirmish, a one-man skirmish, and people got shocked when I lied to the diplomats that I was there to meet. They were shocked by this. They were saying, the ref was just like,
what are you doing?
but you don't, you know where this wand is, this artifact is? And I was just like, no.
No.
And they were like, and they turned, and then the orcs came back over, and they were saying, so this wand then, so you know whereabouts it is? Yes. It was like, what is he doing? You can hear them behind me talking to each other, going, I have no idea what he's doing. And it was, I'm grateful. Well. I didn't recognise any of the refs who were doing it apart from one, and the one ref who was there in experience, and he turned to the other refs and went, yes, players can lie. I know it's a shock. And I was just like, yeah. So I was me bullshitting away to all of these orcs. And then we found this ribbon, and they were like, "Oh, is this it? Is this it?" And I was like, "I don't know." And there's me going, "I want this ribbon." So I've killed 2 orcs now. I hacked them to pieces. I stole the ribbon, and the ref was just like, "Were you meant to do that?" I was just like, "I don't know, but I got a ribbon." There's me leaving the field now. I was like, "Oh." And the experienced ref was just like watching me go off, going, well, he's either going to get absolutely fucked by plot later, or he's going to have started something big for loads of other people. And it's like, yep, this is great.
The latter will be true.
Yep,
the latter will be true.
I walked out and walked up to someone in Urizen who was like, oh, what's going on? What's going on? And I just went, here you go, have this. And then I gave them the artifact and I fucked off.
Yeah, this poor Urzeni person's just going to be like, turns around and sees a plot train just coming towards the face, just like, what?
That's exactly it. They have no idea who I am. They're going to go some bald winter marker with a beard. Which is going to be like half the field. And it's just like, this is great. Love this.
Yeah.
Love this game so much. But that person is going to, I hope that they got absolutely smacked in the face by plot. I really, really do. Because they were walking around looking a bit lost. And it was just like, are you involved?
And you're like, anything? Here's a ribbon.
Here, have this. Yeah, have it as
Good
a gift.
luck.
And they're like, what's your name? So it doesn't matter what my name is.
You don't need to know my name.
I got the rock on them. Like, it doesn't matter what my name is. So I really hope that they got smashed by a bit of plot and they're involved in something now. I really hope it doesn't involve like a load of Jotun turning up at their doorstep going, give us this or I'll kill you. I hope that doesn't happen. But
the rest of Urizen also turns out to be like, no.
Well, I have a vendetta against Urizen for what they did to me when Achilles died, so this is me sort of getting a bit of Ruwengi on them. A bit of Ruwengi on them, so I'm very happy about all of this. Circuit, Al, Van, yes, backled plot, hi Carton. So did you have a good time? Was it worth it? Was it what you expected? Question from chat.
Yeah, it was 100% worth it. I got to do so much stuff. I got to meet my chapter for the first time, which was lush. Yeah. So the Cenotaph, I got to meet my Exarch and the rest of the group, who are just lovely. They're really, really nice people, OC. And then Icy, they're like a little bit more kind of spicy, really, towards Silas, because they've heard about Silas before really meeting him in terms of playtime. And in terms of our history, it's quite fun because I'm the extremist of the chapter, so it's quite fun to have them be like, sit down, and me be like, what? What have we done? And also they were so good at just getting, like, literally just chucking me straight into it. The moment Friday's time in was called, Tom, who plays Caleb, who's our Exarch, he quite literally just went, right, there is a meeting that is the Exarch's meetings that's meant to take place today. I don't know when it's meant to happen. I don't know where it's meant to happen. Go around the entire High Guard camp, find all the Exarchs, find out who knows what's going on, relay it back to me, and then we'll go from there. So literally within 5 minutes, I'm going around every single chapter that's present and going, "Hi, my name's Silas of the Cenotaph. I represent Caleb. He's asking where the Exarch meeting's going." And then effectively I ended up going back and going, "No one knows what's going on. Shall we just host it with us?" And he was like, "Yeah, pretty much. Can you go back and tell everyone that?" I was like, "Yep, sure, bye." Just like off back telling everyone, going, "Hi, me again. Meeting's at 7:30. It's going to be at the Cenotaph. If you're happy to be there, we have a lovely little tent that's got a lovely little magical aura on it that makes everyone feel super like wise. So if you just want to slip in there and we'll do an Exarch meeting, perfect." And then I'm like,
Brilliant.
zip it off again. Which is a great way to introduce me to everybody in my nation, because I haven't met a significant amount of them.
Yeah.
And then also B, like, everyone's suddenly like, "Who's this? Who the hell was that guy?" You know, as I run past going, "Excuse me." Great first introduction. Yeah, I got some serious stuff that happened all throughout the weekend. My favorite thing, if we're going to dive into my favorite thing.
Okay, we might as well. Go for it.
Are you all right?
Go,
Cool.
yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Watching the person that I've been kind of aggressively chasing during playing events, just watching their trial and then summary execution was prime.
Yes. So we're not going to mention the name.
No.
Because I know that's a little bit of ongoing plot around that.
It will be, yeah.
So, but yes, yeah. I know that the player was over the moon and delighted with how they went out.
Yeah.
So
they absolutely deserve. They deserve all the praise in the world for how they just handled that entire situation, because it was so true to their characters' ideals. Like, everything was just so spot on. Like, the magistrate who stood there, who's meant to basically go, "Right, you've got 5 minutes to say goodbye, and then we're doing this." 10 minutes later, this character is still going, No. I'll go in a moment when I'm ready." Back in the tent with some other friends and family. And I'm looking at this magistrate as Silas just being like,
that's
getting
fantastic.
real mad at some magistrates, which was just perfect. And then to watch the whole event happen afterwards. And then the ceremony that took place afterwards as well. Like, honest, so good. And then to interrupt it slightly by walking away, because my bell dings naturally with how I walk. I was just like, as I'm walking away, and my bell's going ding, 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 and I hear some people literally going, like, getting upset about it. I was like, this is perfection. This is exactly what I wanted.
Bring out your dead.
Bring it, yeah, exactly that. I was literally like, I feel like I'm the Reaper, like, taking the soul away with me. Like, oh, great, loved it.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. It's nice when I find players get to go out their own way, as well.
Yeah.
So
it was handled really well. Sorry, it was handled really well by the players that wanted to be involved. Like, a lot of people wanted to be involved in this particular thing, because it was a combination of multiple years of fuckery, shall we call it? And there were some players who really wanted to be involved, and everyone kind of made space for each other to kind of get involved in that level.
Yeah,
and it just caused more drama. It caused more RP, which is exactly what you want.
Wonderful. That's really, really good. I like that a lot. Yeah, I mean, the player deserves it. They are the sheer fuckery that they cause.
I'm still dealing with the fuckery, which, you know, we can have a little bit of a conversation about later, I suppose. But yeah, oh my days.
That's fantastic. That's really, really good to hear. I had dealings with the magistrates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I have been given special dispensation by the magistrates to do things. I'm so happy by this. It was two magistrates, one who dealt with my assault case, my numerous assault cases. He had a chat with me, and then the one who made me the Empire Empire's official executioner for a skirmish as well. So I get on well with these guys. And as NPCs, obviously, they're not allowed to lie and things like that, because it's just the way PD want it run. So they can't be bought.
Yeah, the magistrates need to be like,
whiter than white. And it was great. It was really, really good dealing with them. And then having them say, me come up to them with some information about things and doing things, and then have them say, if that person were to fall on your hammer 10 times, as long as they're alive when they get here, it's fine. And I'm just like, excellent. Excellent. So, cleave both legs, both arms, over my shoulder, stroll back to camp. So, I had a wonderful time with it, and people were genuine, like the militia there who have arrested me too often, literally looked at me when I was there going, oh, what have you done? It's like, nothing. And then magistrates were like, yeah, you can come in now. And they walked out shaking my hands and all of this, and they're like, what the fuck is going on? What is going on with you? You're on our side now. It's like, no, of course I'm not. No, never. But maybe a little. Just not officially.
Yeah. I get to do the fun part of your job, but I'm not actually doing your job.
Yeah. I did ask if I were allowed to execute people, and I was just told no.
For now.
Well, that's what I'm hoping. I want them to make me the Empire and make the Empire's official High Executioner, just so that I can turn up and brutally murder as many people as I can.
Well, put it through Synod, someone. Come on.
Exactly. I want
the virtuous action of courage and loyalty to the Empire, executing them, executing criminals.
When Max had his day and he goes, I'm gonna go out with such a bang, where people go, did you see that person who executed like 40 odd people in Traders Row? And it's like, yeah. It's like, what was that all about? It's like, just wanted to retire his character, and he murdered half the Empire.
Yeah. He just wanted to get the militia involved in one big massive skirmish in Anvil.
Yeah, I think that would be hilarious. I mean, there have been so many of those anyway. Steve's going to have to invest in a sword with no tip and a black hood. Yeah. See, that would be great. I'm actually getting an axe made for me, so because I've only got blunt instruments, so I'm now having my first proper bladed LARP weapon. If Tiny ends up as Emperor, I'll make Mac the Executioner. Yes! It's like goals right there.
There you go, you've already got his vote.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't count, but there we go.
So, yeah. Hi, Ben. Good to see you, buddy. So, Temporary Oaks asked, what's your opinions on High Guards, politics, and voting? Be as brutal as you need to.
Oh, I will be. So I spent this event knowing full well that the assembly and stuff like that, I wanted to be present. I wanted to listen to people's opinions, etc. I wanted to see, witness, wisdom, don't judge someone by hearsay, judge someone by their own actions. That is very highborn. So I was like, cool, I'm going to stand in these national assemblies. I'm not going to kick off just yet. E2, stand by. And I listened to a lot of different things, all that kind of stuff. And there was an election to take place, which was the Necropolis senator. Now, I had said from day one that if only one person stood up, I would stand in opposition to them. Standard.
Yeah.
I learned in field that Eli, one of my brothers in the cenotaph, was standing for the election. Now, Eli already has a position, which is to do with the ambassadorships.
Yeah.
And now the election was meant to happen at 3:00 on Saturday. The election actually started at 2:30. Because I went to the National Assembly and was like, why are we all gathered with my hood raised and all this stuff? And they were all like, oh, the election for the Necropolis Senator is happening. And I went, that's not meant to happen till 3. Eli is not prepared because he's doing his other official job until 3. And they were like, well, it's happening now. And I was like, absolutely not. I'm not having this. I'm not having this swindled. Not at all. So I went up to the person who was acting as speaker and was like, this meeting does not end until I come back with Eli. And I go up to the rest of the cenotaph. I'm like, we need to find Eli now. The senatorship is coming up for election, and we need to find him now. So we go running out throughout Anvil, and everyone knows finding anyone in Anvil is really quite difficult.
Yeah.
However, at the same time, a certain group of orcs had been assaulted outside the senator building. And I immediately was like, if Eli is going to be anywhere, it's probably over there. So I run over. I find a couple of people that I know. Cardinal for Ambition, Vivian Dakota 4 was there. I immediately placed my hand on their back and go, hello. You know where Eli is? To which their response was, there's kind of a big situation happening here right now that I kind of need to deal with. And I was like, yeah, but can you help me? Nothing. I see Eli in the corner. I run over. I quite literally push over one of the injured orcs because I'm like, I don't care. Get out of my way. Push him over, run over, get to Eli, and I'm like, your election's happening right now. And he was like, but I need to, the orcs are going to be really mad about the situation. I need to kind of smooth it over. And I was like, you ain't got time. You go, I'll stand here and I'll play nice to the orcs. All right, go. So he runs off.
Yeah.
Furious about the situation. I stand there. I get an orc in my face going, they've attacked us. They've stolen money from us. Blah, 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 blah. And then I just looked at him and went, well, you did come to Anvil kind of immediately after a treaty was signed. What did you think was going to happen? No sympathy, nothing from me at all. And he just, I felt really bad for the role player because he was like, who is this person? And I was like, I've got an election to go to, bye. Run off, and then I get to this election. And the weird thing about Highborn elections is that you vote for the person that you think least deserves the job. So basically you're saying, if it was me voting between this hand and this hand, I basically go, this one's the least virtuous, so I'm voting for them.
Right.
Is how it works.
So lowest
I was watching
wins.
this. Yeah, exactly. The person with the least votes wins. And I was looking at this conversation, and quite luckily, Eli is very much the man for the job, in my opinion. And that's regardless of the fact that he's in my chapter. Because Silas's brain is very much like, I don't care if you're a member of my chapter or not. If I don't see you as virtuous, if I see you failing those things, I will challenge you. That's my job as a priest.
Yeah.
But that made the whole thing very atmospheric. Walking into the chapel itself, where the two egregores are stood inside hoods raised, with the ledger in front of them going, where is your vote placed? And then you having to name the person that you think least deserves the job. Very good role play. Very good role play. Because it's all kind of like public knowledge as well. Like they can see how much of the vote went towards them, and they can go around all the priesthood and go, who did you vote for?
So
who
did you vote for Eli?
Yeah. No. I voted for the other person because I thought Eli was good for the job. Although me and Eli have had that joke as well, where he was like, who did you vote for? And I went, I voted for you. And he was like, wait, what? And I was like, no, I meant I voted for you by voting for the other person.
That's great. That's really cool. I didn't realize that Highguard did it that way, I have to admit.
Yeah, it's a really interesting voting system. And what's really fun is that people took that particular vote super seriously, because you don't even have to come from the same region. You can be from like Rykos or from anywhere else in Highguard territories and still be the senator for another territory, which I didn't realize was the case, but can actually happen. Of course, that didn't happen in this case. Everyone that stood was from Necropolis in the first place.
So it's literally, they'll get the best person for the job regardless of where they are in Highguard.
It's all about the virtue. That is literally the bread and butter of the situation when it comes to senators. Okay. It's who's going to stand on that senatorial floor and remind everyone that actually what we're guided by is not personal glory. It's virtue.
I mean, we're not Dornish.
We're not Dornish, for goodness.
Jesus. I mean, no, that's really cool. I didn't realise that at all. I mean, I've avoided Highguard like the plague as often as possible, but it's like,
don't worry, I'll drag you in there. It's fine.
Well, this time round, I needed to go there, and no one was there. So the one time I managed to persuade myself to go there. Shut up, Max. No one likes Dawn.
No one likes Dawn.
No one likes Dawn. So the one time I need to go there, there's no one there. The one time I'd sort of persuaded myself and dragged myself into Highguard, it's just like, don't want to be here. Brother Luke around? No,
You love
no
it,
one's
really.
here. Oh, I'm off.
You love it, really.
I'm off ski. But it was nice to see. I wandered up into Shattered Tower, and because a load of people who I know from my old vampire LARP days are there.
Yeah.
So I get to wander over there and just say hi and stuff like that. So it's all very much out of character.
Oh yeah,
Because you get, as soon as we get in character, it's just like glaring at each other and we go our separate ways.
Yep.
No.
Walking this way now, please.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So it was marching through our camp, breaking our stuff. Fucking Highguard. Yeah, he's League.
Listen,
he's from League.
I'm sorry, but when you're playing silly fools with a bunch of masks, we have an important task to take place that's called the Day of the Dead. All right, move out of the way or get stomped.
They had the Reaper first of all, which was amazing.
Who we moved aside. So the Reaper, and now I wasn't here, I wasn't present for this, but the person who did it, I'm very close to, Lev the Unbound. Basically, the Reaper was stood in front of the whole procession going, da 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 da, and then Lev just went, excuse me, and I was like, of course. Well, of course we did that. Of course. It's not like we've pissed off the League in recent history at all. No. Now we're going to walk up to some of their own magic and just go, excuse me.
Yeah. You're going to end up with an apple tree in your heart, Silas, just like the other guy.
But see, my hood protects me from that. And I was dealing with something much more important at the time, which was really quite sad because I really wanted to be in the Day of the Dead procession. But, sometimes things happen.
Yeah. I had a wonderful chat with the Reaper. It was really, really good roleplay. No mask and that, but I had so much roleplay going on. I lost 2 members of my family that event. So we had. It was really, really good, and the conversation that I had with Death about everything that had gone on was very much. They were like, wow, this is, you're gonna die and stuff like that. But this one's like, you're gonna take this curse, but come back in a year, and hopefully it's lifted this. It's done something else for you. And the roleplay was great. It was really, really nicely done. It was fantastic to be part of. I know the person who was playing as the Reaper, and because obviously I'm not going to say their name, but the roleplay was phenomenal, and I'm so grateful to him for doing it. He knows who he is. It was great. It was so good. It really made my event for emotional roleplay anyway. It was great. And then we had Hayden, who turned up without a mask on, and he became one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He took out one of his bandages, tied it around his eyes, and just ripped holes. For his eyes.
Perfect.
It was. There you go. People walked into the theatre, looked at him, walked out again, and you could just hear them laughing outside. It happened so often.
Oh, yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, some things that happen in the field, you do just sometimes have to go.
Yeah, you have to. Mac is going to end up with an orchard in his. Yeah, he will. Mac's going to die, but Mac's going to die in a really dumb way, doing something.
But the apples are going to taste like proper cider straight from the apple. Do you know what I mean?
The apples will be 30% proof. All those kids.
Exactly.
All those kids, you know which kids have gone scrumping in Mac's yard. You'll be like, where are they? They're all the drunk kids over there. They're all drunk. Apart from the odd apple, because it'll be green and red apples. And this apple's blue. Why is this one blue? And that'll be the drugs.
That'll be the drugs all in one up. Do you know what? That's the most expensive tree. There's going to be one broker just stood outside there going, right, buy an apple for 5 thrones because it can really have an effect on you.
But yeah, I mean, imagine it's as John just said. Imagine the caterpillars going through those apples. None of them are going in straight lines ever again.
Yeah, the butterflies, their wings are just like absolutely not making sense.
Constantly
whatsoever.
flying into wood walls.
Just doing spirals.
People.
Yeah. Off into the distance.
They look so happy to be going to land anyway, don't they? They're so energetic, and then they land somewhere. It's just like they're so happy to have got there. Anyway, so it'll be. I was about to make a really bad taste joke there, so I won't do that. But
well caught.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, one bite of an apple and become comatose. It would be great. It would be so good. But
sell tickets to that shit in no time, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I did
come to the Mac tree.
Well, I do own all the drugs in the Empire again. I've got a stack like that now, and someone offered me 20 thrones for one of them, and I've got 7 drugs which are brand new, no one's seen.
People just want them experiences. They want those roleplay moments, you know, and they'll pay the price for it too.
So
that's what I've learned as well. It's like people will pay if you ask them. Like people will pay if you ask them for a roleplay experience of some kind. Like they are happy to depart with whatever coinage they have.
This is what I want. I want people, if they want to be involved in that part of the game and do something like that, then yeah, if they come up to me just going, I want drugs, give me drugs, can I buy drugs off of you? It's like, no. Come up to me and we're chatting and they're saying, I want to do this, And you go, I really need to experience this and make it about the role play and all of that. Then yeah, of course, I'd be like, I can spare one.
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna pay through the absolute nose for it, but yeah, Carolix, yeah. Or one of my suppliers, as I will say, he bought the one drug in the field that I really wanted, so it cost me 2 thrones, but it's the only one of its sort, and it turns out it was written by Mr. Matthew Pennington as well, because he loves the drugs game.
Of course he does.
And he wrote this drug out, and was very curious to see how the person would respond to it when they took it. The only downside was I didn't take it. So
you're waiting for the moment. You're waiting for the right time.
It was
it's like that really expensive Chardonnay bottle of wine or whatever, like really expensive bottle that's like from the 1940s. You're like, I've put it in the back shelf or the top shelf, and I'm waiting for the right time. You know,
that's pretty. Open
that cork at the right time.
I mean, obviously for me, because Grimm wasn't there. So that immediately put that sort of roleplay on the back burner for me. And then getting involved in as much stuff as I did. I mean, it was wonderful because where I did the fundraiser for the theatre, for their new tent. So it was so nice to walk in there and then have people in there going, oh, can I have this drink, and then paying and stuff like that. And then while it was really busy, I asked for a drink, and the staff there go, you don't pay here. I was just like, nice. Oh, I'd forgotten about this. It's just so nice. Yeah. It was wonderful. Nice. It was a really good experience. So yeah. But I need to start spiking people's drinks with these drugs. I just need a ref to do it.
Oh, mate. Literally. So much hijinks to have. Like, Empire is just a realm of people just trying to, like, hijinks. It's just hijinks everywhere all the time, and it's just so much fun. The roleplay I've got from just people being stupid and me being stupid, like, it's great. I think one of my favorite things ever is it is continuing in roleplay, but people do know about this along the field, is that Silas was very much interested in finding an Urizeni by the name of Zakai. Everyone knew this when I arrived. Everyone was like, yeah, this guy's trying to find this guy.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't know this, but during Saturday, when things were all kicking off and lots of other things were happening, I very much was like, I need to find this person. I need to find Zakai. And I got to a tent where I knew a lot of the Urizeni were stood, a lot of sword scholars, etc. And I said quite out loud, casually to everyone, I'm looking for Zakai. I find it's really important to him as a person and as his soul. I need to find him. It was a Friday night, not Saturday night. And I didn't find out until after the event, but the person who plays Zakai posted on Facebook going, that really strange moment when you're right behind Silas and he says how important it is to find Zakai, and you just disappear into the hedge and I was like, he was behind me.
Brilliant.
I spent 2 hours trying to find this son of a god damn it.
That's
It was
fantastic.
amazing.
That...
And it was like Friday night was like an urgent need, like burning fire need to find this person to like, as a highborn and as a priest especially, I was like, I need to find him. I need to help him because Santana has done something horrible, blah blah blah. And it was just, yeah, it was. And then to find out he's just been running around the field, not as his actual lineage.
Oh,
may
right,
I point
okay.
out, he was different.
Yeah.
And then the next day, to be in your own group tent, sat there having, I think I was having lunch at the time. So I was a little bit icy at the time.
Mm.
And for the first time ever, to have someone approach a tent and say to one of your chapter mates, is Silas of the Cenotaph around? And me immediately go, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no, what have I said? What have I done? And it turned out to be an Urizetti person in charge of an entire spire going, I hear you're looking for someone, and I'm very upset. Can you tell me what's happening? And me immediately being like, Urizetti, don't touch, and emotion, not good. Okay, bow. Like,
yeah.
all of that lovely stuff. And then amazing roleplay afterwards. Really amazing roleplay. I don't want to say exactly what it was, but I used a skill. This is something fun. I used a skill. The first skill I used at Anvil was a skill that a lot of people told me that I would very rarely interact with. I was told that I would very rarely, if ever, have to use it appropriately. And I used it. It was the first skill I used. And when I did the ceremony, I was like, oh, I could have done a bit better with this, but, first time doing a ceremony, be a bit forgiving of myself.
What was it, if I, out of curiosity?
So I used excommunication, but I was using it to reconnect someone.
Okay, I think I know who.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I think, yes. Okay, so this is quite nice, actually, because I hear so much. I have people all over the field who come to me with lots of information, and it's about picking out the shit from everything else, really.
Yeah, the diamonds in the rough, you know?
Yeah. So the wheat from the chaff, yeah. Mm. And it was really nice. It's been quite nice talking to so many people doing this, because you hear their stories, and I'm hearing it. I've heard the same story from a different perspective,
and on the field.
And I've heard it all on the field as well. And it's really nice putting 2 and 2 together, and that. So it's been quite nice as well when I've got the answer of 5, and the first part of the sum, which is 2, and then I hear the other person's part of the story, which is not 3, and it means something completely different. So it's like, this is going to be interesting for next event, and I love it. It's good.
The rumor mill of Anvil, like, I knew that the rumor mill would be a powerful source, and this is something that I would say to any new player, like anybody that's now coming in to be a new player at E2 or whatever, if they're planning for future events. My biggest thing to say is, like, the rumor mill of Anvil is such a powerful juggernaut.
Yeah,
and if you harness that energy towards your own means and goals, it can really benefit you. But don't be afraid to let that rumor mill be negative towards your character, because that gives so much roleplay. And my character especially has really had some interesting roleplay because of the rumor, because of what people have heard about him more than what he's actually done. And as a priest of wisdom, which literally says in one of the tenets, hearsay, do not judge someone by hearsay, like actually investigate the matter, speak to the sources. it's really fun to go back to someone and go, yeah, you've judged me on this and you've never spoken to me. So where's your wisdom? Where's your virtue? Like
Yeah,
it's well, beautiful.
that's great because the story I've heard about all of this is not painted the person who did it in a negative light. It was a very positive thing. So this is nice. I like this.
I like this.
Yeah, I like this a lot. So, I mean, I have before gone up to someone who has executed and been found guilty of murder, and I have spoken very highly of this individual to a magistrate. Like, they were murdered people, right? It's like, yeah, I don't give two shits about that. This thing over here, though, was amazing. And they're like, it's a very unique way of looking at it, don't you think? No, not at all. I'm going to go to the pub now. And then I leave them to... That's it. That's all I'm interested in. I don't care about the details.
If you want to speak to me later, find me in the bar.
Yeah.
if you want to speak to me about it.
I have had 2 magistrates come over to me with drinks, and they've sat down because they've wanted to discuss the merit of what we were arguing about. And they were both like, okay, well, we can see your point of view. And I was explaining to them, I did it in front of one of the crows as well, who wanted me to be he wanted me to be inquisited, basically because of my statement. And I just said the thing about the way is that it can be argued to defend everything. So in one way, it can be used. You can use this virtue to defend that action, and you can use this virtue to prosecute that action. And it's just like, yeah. And said, this is why it works. It's like, but it doesn't work. It creates conflict and argument. And I said, and I don't like it. And I says, I just want to be like useful to my empire, and that's it. And they were just like, right, so you're obviously bound to loyalty then. And I was just like, yes, and it's the fucking best one. Argue with me and I'll kill you. we were there for...
Until we meet in the field?
Yeah, we were there for like 45 minutes talking about it all and the merits of everything and the downsides of everything. And the crows next to me were just like, you're going to get inquisited for this. You're going to get inquisited for this. And everybody was just like... And the other magistrates, they're going, no, we understand. We understand why you're saying this and where it's coming from. And they're going, we can't inquisite him now. The magistrates are on board. And they're like, can we inquisite the magistrates?
Yeah. Even really if we convict him with our inquisition, the magistrates will be like, nah, we've already dealt with this.
Yeah. And that was it. And it was a really good conversation. And I loved witnessing that part of it. Because on an out of character perspective, the way is... it's so flawed. It's unbelievable.
Oh, 100%.
But it creates so much around it. You murder someone for being loyal. You murder someone being loyal to your nation. You'll get away with it.
Virtue defense.
Yeah, but it's not. That person who you murdered was the general of the Thule. It's not very wise, though, is it?
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's the bet. Like, honestly, having now seen the way being implemented across a field of nearly 2,500 people, it is just a stroke of genius on PD's part. Like, I'll say that right now. It really does build the level of, you want to do something, go and do it because you have an excuse to do that thing. However, the opponents to you have just as much of a virtuous reason to go against you. Yes. And that is really, really good game building. And it really is like, oh, my days. I'm a wisdom priest. I can tell you right now, the fires within the synod revolve around the wisdom assembly, and that was real fun to be part of as a brand new player to Anvil especially. Oh, wow. It's gonna be bad.
It was great. I loved everything because arguing the virtues and stuff like that, it's not normally a part of the game I get involved in. And I remember I was having an argument with someone about the virtues because they were saying like courage I think is the best, and I was basically explaining to them how dumb they were. I don't get involved in these sorts of arguments, And then I remember she doesn't know I was stood there. We were by that burger place, and I heard a certain favourite of mine, Ginny, really putting someone in their place with the virtues. They were having the similar sort of argument, and but she was arguing for courage against someone, but it wasn't her. Obviously, it's not her virtue, but it was. Oh, thanks for the bits, Tony. Um, and it was just like it was hearing her put this person in their place, and I'm just stood there going, I'm really, really not going to argue with Vivian at all. I'm not. I'm not
Vivian's
doing.
a good one.
Yeah, I'm not having that argument. Then, and on an out of character note, Steve was there going, I am not having that argument with Ginny because I will end up being executed for a heresy at the end of our argument. And she's so good when it comes to the virtues. I'm just like, I'm just not there. I'm not having this argument. So I threatened the guy and left. I had to play the
perfection.
It was my Uno. It was my I play this card. I'm done. It was my trap card. I'm done. I'm out of here. You can all go fuck yourselves. And it worked.
Yeah, it does. And like the thing is, like, as a priest as well, what's been really kind of interesting for me as a new player, especially, is people listen to me. Stupid. You're all idiots, quite frankly, but that's an OC opinion.
See you later, Oak.
Bye. People actually listen. People have come to me for advice on things. They're like, am I being virtuous? And that's been like such a massive part of my own journey as Silas, as the character, as a priest involved in it, and also as a highborn, it's such an integral part of the identity of a highborn character. Like it is so interesting. Like I said before in our previous conversation, before I actually played an Anvil event, I was like, untouchable. Of course you'd come to me for advice because I'm highborn. I get it. Every other nation, they kind of get it. That kind of like attitude of just like, I'm untouchable, of course. Yeah, of course you come to me for advice.
How would you feel then? Because this was a conversation that I had with someone where I have said to them, I don't know if I should be telling you this really. I have said to them, if you have to ask someone whether you're being virtuous, it means you're not being virtuous.
Silas would be like, yeah. Genuinely, Silas would be like, if you have to go up to someone else, if you have to go up to a priest and be like, am I being virtuous? The answer is probably going to be no.
Yeah.
You should know integrally as a member of this empire, as someone who has every single religious building built around them that is of the way. It is part of us. It is everything that we do. If you are walking down the street and you go, what's that, virtuous? No, it probably wasn't. Fix it. Get yourself sorted. You idiot.
There's it's an old, I want to say proverb, or it's an old saying or something like that. I remember hearing it before, where they said, if you need to ask for permission to do something good, it's not good what you're doing. You're doing it for your own personal edification. You're going out. You're doing it because you want to go to people. It's like the people who do stuff for charity and go, look at me, I've done this for charity. It's like, you're a twat.
Yeah, but you've not actually done it for charity. You've done it for your own clout.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
and that's it. I have had a couple of people come up to me and ask me if the thing that they've done is virtuous, and I've sat there and I've gone, no, it wasn't. Or if they've lied to me, which OC I know that some people have lied to me, and there's a couple of occasions where I know they've lied to me, and I've gone, the information you presented to me at the beginning, yeah, sure, you were virtuous.
Curtis has
but I was suspicious because you.
Curtis disagrees.
Oh, Curtis and I will disagree all the time because me and Curtis, I have to say this as well. Curtis has made a section of my first experience of Empire, one of the most impressive, difficult, challenging, beautiful moments that I've ever experienced in anything I've ever done creatively ever.
Yeah.
Because you'll know this, Navarre treat a certain aspect of their culture, which is called unburdening, quite seriously. It's a serious aspect of
very
their
serious
thing. So Curtis's previous character was called Daltheos Stormbrook, and me and him had an interaction in player events, right? So it's a player event. We had quite a nice social sort of thing.
Yeah.
And we developed quite a strong bond as these two characters, just naturally out of nothing. And we built upon that in other subsequent events. And we actually made a braid together, which was a really, really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing to happen. However, the universe was weird, okay? This is gonna freak Steve out possibly. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I doubt it. But there was a player event that I was at, and then there was a player event that Curtis was at, and you roleplay the effects of the braid. Now, for those of you that don't know, the braid can give inclinations of emotions that someone is feeling particularly strongly. So if they're feeling fear, love, contentment, whatever. And I had no contact with Curtis at this point at all. Me and Soul were talking, and I was like, I am terrified for no reason. Like, I am scared for no reason. I am sat amongst friends. I'm sat amongst everyone that I know and I care about. This braid is making me feel terrified. I think Daltheos is in extreme danger. I think he might be actually dead, was the thing that I said. When I went to bed in my little tent, I looked at my messenger, and Curtis was like, Daltheos died around about 8 o'clock this afternoon. And I was like, well, cool. Totally said that out loud without you telling me. Cool. Universe playing weird games.
That's good.
But what that has caused is for my character to have a really weird connection with someone that's actually gone. Navarre really don't like you holding on to things, especially braids, with dead people.
Yeah.
So Curtis, now playing Nether, has actively come up to Silas and been like, you need to let this go. You need to let this go fast. So one of the best moments I've ever done, getting to the crux of it, is that I went to Songs and Stories, where everyone's gathered, everyone's doing these beautiful moments all together, and it's really, really nice. And Nether comes up to me and goes, I think this is the time that you need to do this. And so I go over to the Stormbrook camp. I've met none of them, by the way. IC, OC, nothing. Never met them ever.
Yeah.
And I sit at their camp, and Nether basically introduces me and says, Unburdening, why we do it, the purpose of it, and this is going to take place now. And so I rip the braid off of my belt, and I hold it over the fire, and I talk about my relationship with Dal and why he was important to me, why I cared about him so much, but also why this braid was now hurting me as a person, and how as a highborn, I don't understand what's going on. And then I came to the end of the speech and was like, goodbye. And genuinely holding it in my gloved hand, I paused. I genuinely paused because I was like, I actually don't want to burn this beautiful piece of artwork that me and Curtis have made. And then I dropped it into the fire.
Oh.
And it burst into flame. And I had a genuine reaction where I cried. I had some tears in my eyes that flowed. And then what really kind of made me just go, oh, this is just amazing, is that the Stormbrooks then decided that was the moment that they would brand their new brand in replacement of Dal, and would bring that person in. And so I got to witness that as an outsider, as a completely unknown person, and I got to sit there and witness all of that.
Yeah.
And it was just, it was such a brilliant moment of that entire event. I didn't really expect it to be that powerful, that brilliant.
I think those sorts of situations where it's something that's happened naturally in roleplay. You never expect them to be as strong as they are, and then when it hits, fuck me, they hit, and they hit hard. It's really brutal. I did we did the 2 feet funeral song, that song and story. So me and Kit, we sang there. Well, Kit sang, I sang ish. I think I was more
You
of
sang, Steve.
Kit shouted at people. Kit shouted. And then we tried to sing bits of it, and it was really good. And and I wasn't expecting that to be as emotional as that was. And then had someone who I knew was a really close friend to Van, in character, but even my family. But I should have stepped back in character and let this person take his arm. But nope, she came over and went, "I'm going to take his arm." And me, this close to her face, screaming in her face. It's like, nope, you can fuck off and die. And that was it.
Yep.
And then she went and sat down. And that was it. And then we went off, and then we threw him in a fire, and we left him there because we had to walk away from it. I was really odd with it because now I'm in Wintermark, so
it doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right that I've put my brother in. I've chucked him in a field. Someone's nicked his boots, as is 2 feet tradition, and we all went off. And then I was just stood there, and they're going, right, let's go and have a drink. And they went off and had a drink, and I'm like, no, I can't do that. I'm gonna go off now. And then I remember walking down the hill towards Wintermark. I'm crying my eyes out, literally crying my eyes out, and people come up to me and they're like, you go, give her, it's you, Mac, you're crying, what's wrong, are you alright? It's like, yeah, my brother's dead. It's like, well, he's probably drunken in that bar now, isn't he, in the labyrinth that the 2 feet run there. It's like, yeah, I know. And they just gave me a hug and they just went, look, we're going to go off and we'll drink to his memory, but we're moving on. And they're just like, you need to do what you need to do now. And so we know you're not one of us anymore. And I was just like, oh, that even hurts even more, you bastards. How fucking dare you? Oh, take that dagger out of my back, you absolute cockwombles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was just like, oh. So they went off and I went and sat down by the fire. Thankfully, none of Hurst Hall were there, and I was just sat there. And I had one of the Wintermark Egregores, where he walked past, and he stopped, and he turned, he's literally, when you look at someone and you sort of look and go like, and then you stop, and then you just spin on your heel, and then he walked over and was just like, what's going on? It's like, what's happened? And I was like, oh, my brother's dead. It was just like, oh, well, we need to remember and tell me a story. He goes, tell me a story. He goes, I don't care what it is, just tell me any story. And I came up with the most stupid thing that I know he had done in character, and he just went, he goes, it's nice that you don't remember him for being brave or anything like that, but the thing that you hold most dear is the fact that he did something so stupid that that is what has held him like close to your heart. And he just sort of like, he put his hand on my shoulder and just went, hold that really close. And then walked off, and I was just like, oh, you bastard! I was crying my eyes out.
You made it worse!
That was it. But it's amazing that all of these things that happen in this game, they get this sort of reaction from people. And it's absolutely heartbreaking. It really, really is. So
100%. 100%. The experiences that I've had now as a role player, as a LARP player, yes. It does, like, the emotional sort of like connections that you make with these characters are insane. We can talk about the major moment where Silas was like, I'm going to die here, which is a skirmish that came back and went really wrong.
There's a couple of comments here, and then we'll come to your skirmish. So Tony says, Steve, you probably found this in the past, but I always find it's much easier to ask forgiveness for trying to be good and failing than asking if it's a good thing I'm doing. makes a lot of sense. Especially, I think, when it comes to being virtuous. Do the thing, and if you fuck it up, you go, right, I need to learn from this, because that's what the priest game is there for. They're there to teach you.
And that's what wisdom says. Learn from your mistakes. It's not a mistake, it's a learning curve.
Exactly.
Good.
Exactly. So, and then Curtis had to strategically stand behind him so he couldn't see my face, and he kept on nearly making you cry.
He put a hand on me immediately as I dropped the braid into the fire, which is another thing, because we both have things involving issues and stuff like that with our past, with our character's history. He put a hand on my shoulder, and I immediately was like, OC in my brain. I was like, oh, you are. You're doing this deliberately. I hate you. But as Silas, I was just like, because Silas and Nether are, I don't know, there's a lot of conflict in there, but there's also a lot of respect, which I don't think either of us actually expected to happen because of his history, my history, all that stuff. And that was kind of a moment where Silas was just like, for now, I trust this person for now. And and that's just a really nice moment that I didn't expect to happen. And that's the thing about the gift of LARP is the unexpected moments that can occur at any given moment that you end up taking home with you and going, wow, like you can't write this, like it just comes naturally, and that's a brilliant thing.
I think there's a lot of stuff that goes on, and it's the people who you don't think you'll have a connection with in any way, shape, or form, but then you do. So, like, example in chat, Tiny. He's the head of a cartel in the league, and we were having dealings with him. And I'd overheard him chatting away. Didn't really. It's like, okay, that's fine. That's going to do the thing. And that roleplay doesn't interest me. And then me and him chatted once for like 5 minutes. Then it became 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Then it became like a 45-minute chat, and it's like, fuck me. Yeah, we're getting on really, really well. So he's written to me now, and it's just sort of like he's giving me, and it's just like, yeah, fucking hell, we're getting on, aren't we? Oh, don't be the person that I'll be so loyal to. I'd kill people for you. I've already got one of them, so don't be another one, you bastard. If you comment on this, Tiny, I will fucking end you. But I love that sort of, that's what LARP pulls out of people as well. It's just literally out of nowhere. Like, so when I first bought Mac to Wintermark and he met Tiny, you're such a cunt. When I brought Mac to Wintermark, it was like he flirted with everybody, proposed to everybody and stuff like that. And then I remember chatting to the Lisa in Ashenhall, who played Roshar. Everyone called her Roshar, apart from Mac, called her Rose. It was the only one allowed to give her a nickname. And Mac was head over heels in love with her. She's now been retired. So I'm allowed to say this. She was the only person who could actually control Mac and what he would do.
Oh, wow, we're all fucked then. That's it.
There would be so many times where I would say that and I'd start like harassing people that were at Ashenhall. We'd be giving them a hard time, and she'd come in and go, stop it. And I'd be like, yep. And that was it. Well, silence. And the looks I'd get from people were like, what? You've gone quiet. So she'd walk into a tent and Mac would be like, right, head down.
Right, well, that player who decided to make that decision to retire someone who's doomed the rest of the Empire. Thank you very much for that.
She now plays a Calavesi. And she plays, the characters could not be any more different.
Any more different, yeah.
They are so.
I love that as well.
It's so.
I love that switch around.
She came in with her Calavesi and was basically, I want this, 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 and this, and I was just like, "You're a twat. Fuck off." Like, but you got to give us this. It's like, "Oh, I can fix it for you, but piss off." It's just like, it's like, "Yeah, don't like you. Really, really don't like you." And then she left. And then I remember turning to like the couple of people who were there, and I was like, "Gosh, she was hot, wasn't she?" They're like, "What?" Like, yeah, I'm over here. Thank you. I'm here all week.
I'm here all week. Yeah, absolutely amazing.
But I love the fact that this is what LARP brings out. You don't expect these connections and things like that. It's like I told a story of it was around player deaths and things, and it was a brand new player, and they were in High Guard as well, and this is the nicest thing that this is something that it sort of sets me off a bit, because the roleplay that came from it was really emotional and it was incredibly intense. They died. They were behind enemy lines. They decided to follow me, essentially, in a charge. Yeah,
also good wisdom. You tried it.
It was interesting. I didn't know they were there, so I had fought off, and then basically the Jotun ran, and because people charged in, and there was this young lad from High Guard, just lying on the floor, and I was just sort of like wandered over, and I saw him. I was like, "You all right?" And he was just like, "I'm dead." He's like, "I'm dead." It's like, "Oh," it's like, "Go on, stay with me. You're fine." And he's just like, "No, I'm dead." Ref came over and was like, "You terminal?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm terminal." That's it. The ref just said, "Right, you can leave, or you can go back to Monster." I was like that, and I was just like, "Oh." And they went, "The battle's over, so you might as well just leave and get a good death and stuff." And I was like, "Oh, this sucks." So I was like, "Are you okay with me carrying you?" He was only a young lad. He was quite small, and I was like, "I can't let you not have a good." This is his first event as well, and I was just like, "I can't let you not have a good death." So I picked him up, and I had my weapons away, and I was holding him, and we literally walked out, got back into the field. This is when it was like literally just had to turn right, and I'm in High Guard, and I was carrying him out, and he was just lying there, and you'd see the tears in his eyes, and I was just like, "You little shit, don't start, please don't start.
Don't you do this to me."
And we went off to what's the orphanage place? It's in High Guard.
The hospital?
No, there's a something of the orphanage or something, but regardless of where it is, it's the orphanage.
Right.
Or it might have been Dawn actually. I can't remember, but that's specific. But the kid was an orphan, and they were like, he was just like, "Yeah, got no dad," and then he just died as I'm holding him, and they were like, "Well, so who's his parents?" Then he's got a Church of the Little Mother. That's the one. Thank you, Curtis. And and they were just like, "So like, who's his family? Who's this sort of stuff?" And I was just there. I was holding his hand. His head was on my lap, and I was just like, "There's like he's got no one." And I was just like, "No. I'm his dad. I'm his dad." So I put a ring on each of his eyes as like a little tradition. I was there, and they were just like, "It's like okay." It's like we're really, really sorry for your loss, and I'm just like, "He's all right. It's all right." His dad was with him at the end, and they're holding his hand. And I'm watching this kid as he's like that. You can see the tears streaming down the side. It's in the League, is it? Ah, thank you. So League of all places.
The League.
The League. Fuck me.
Filled with cartels, but they've got an orphanage.
Yeah, I wish I hadn't bothered now. But this kid, he was there crying his eyes out, and people were just there, so like, we don't know how to respond to this. So I just sort of left his head there, and I just like, okay, yeah. So yeah, that's my son. Just look after him and do what you need to do with him. And then I walked back to the Navarre, and I just said, yeah, because that's me done with him now. I said, as far as I'm concerned, he's moved on. And they're like, okay, do you want the money back? It's like, no. So what the fuck is wrong with? And I'm gone, and I just walked off. And they're just like, and you can see people just like, we don't know how to respond to this. We don't know how to react to this. It's like, what's going on? And I was like,
it's those hearth magics around death that are really fun to play.
Really good.
High Guard. We lost a lot of people.
A lot of nations did.
A lot of nations did, but a lot of Highborn died from one particular chapter.
Which one?
Jashin's Legacy.
Sorry.
I know. I want to kind of say this. I really want to say this. Jashin's Legacy, as a group of players,
Great.
are impeccable players. They will role play with anyone, and they will role play their character to a T, and they will do it impeccably.
Yeah.
They might be antagonistic towards your character, but the way that they role play with you in that antagonistic style gets you involved. It brings you into the game, and that is something that I think takes impeccable skill, but also impeccable kindness. And that's something that is really, really oppositional to the characters that they played in Josh's Legacy. And there's a rumor going around right now that Josh's Legacy is all dead, which OC isn't true. There are some Josh's Legacy that will be returning to E2.
Yeah.
And that's public knowledge. They will be returning to E2 to finish some stuff off. One of those things is that finally they're going to take Silas on a pub crawl, because Silas didn't have time to have a pub crawl in E1, and he is determined, because he's going to miss E3, he is determined to have a pub crawl in E2.
Do you want to come on my pub crawl at E2?
Oh, God, there's so many pub crawls that everyone's planning. There's a freeborn birthday that I need to be at. There's Denora's, Jashin's Legacies, Denora's sort of leaving pub crawl. I mean, if we could just combine these all into one, that would be great for me.
Whose pub crawl is going to be the best? Because I've promised to fill my pub crawl with loads of stories that I'll probably just make up on the time about people and situations and stuff like that. So I might make up one about, like, spread more rumours about Beaumont and just like how he is probably he's had someone in every single bar in the Empire, something like that. You know, really prove his worth.
Don't get me involved in that. I hear he has a hit list.
I'm probably top, fifth, and bottom of that hit list.
Yeah. It's just your name multiple times.
Santiago's birthday, excellent stuff. So that's one of them. I know there's an official pub crawl going on as well, which I'm going to gate crash. Because
why not?
I'm going to do it off my tits. I'm going to be on so many drugs when I turn up to their pub crawl. And I'm going to sell everyone invisible hats.
If someone makes like credible, like proper, like advertised pub crawl, every other pub crawl that exists should crash that pub crawl, of course.
Yeah, definitely.
It makes sense.
Beaumont keeps getting turned down in each bar, you mean? Well, that's not what I've heard. I hear he is particularly inclined towards Briars. He likes splinters.
I am saying exactly zero, saying nothing. I am not involved in this at all.
No, the international
I plead the
pub
fifth.
crawl. Yeah, I can't resist these sorts of things. It's like one of the things that I love to do is, because we'll go back to the whole, people don't seem to realise that players lie in character. I'm not. Believe me, I don't. I actually barely lie in character if I know stuff about it. All the fucking time. Poor pubs getting crawled. I know, Circuit. I know. He's your senator as well. Isn't
we should all go to it. There's a pub called the Dog End. It's basically the Witherspoons of Anvil, and I love it. I love it so much as a concept. It's just they deliberately do bad service. I mean, what a concept! It's brilliant.
There's a few that do bad service. Which one are you talking about?
So Dog End is a brand new one at E1, and their whole thing is that it's just tragically bad.
Right. Okay.
And even on the Thursday night, they were kind of like, "Oh, we'll serve some beer, like whatever, it's fine, like everyone's around." And this. Someone paid them a tenner. Someone paid them a tenner for a pint. And the pint was literally this much beer, this much head.
I would have killed them.
I know, but that's the funny thing, is they're just like, this is it. There's a sign right there that says it's mostly head, hardly any pint. That's what you pay for. And you pay nothing. You like pay 2 rings. Like you pay nothing for this. And it's so funny because people are flocking to it. And, like, as Silas, I'd be like, yeah, I'll flock to that bar. It's cheap as chips. Like priests can go there and drink.
It's like the restaurant where people pay because the staff insult you.
Exactly that. It is. and the players there are prime players. They are so good. They are brilliant. You have Red there as well, who is one of the best bards. I'm willing to bet money on that. One of the best bards in Anvil. You're guaranteed for a good time. They should pay me some rings for advertising for them.
You should. The cider with an ice and a slice was good. The slice wasn't citrus, though.
It was ham.
Ham! Here's your cider.
They were like, can I have an ice
bit
and
of
a
gammon.
slice? They were like, yeah, sure. And they just dunked ham in it. Oh, honest to God, when I heard these stories, I was like, why was I not on this pub crawl? This is actually genius level work. Oh, fantastic.
I did the virtues shots. And I went in and I paid for that. And they were like, was this a good one or was this a bad one? Now, the one I had was curry sauce. It was so spicy. It was really, really hot. But I love spicy stuff. So they were just like,
Perfect.
It was a really, so I downed it and they were like, oh, was this a good one or a bad one? It was just like, I think it was meant to be a bad one, but I loved it. Can I have another one? They're like, right, okay.
Oh, no.
I had 2 bad ones in a row and I liked them both.
Wow.
So
Mexican
has just said, damn son, I stumbled upon 2 majestic bearded people talking to each other. I know, right?
Pretty fucking majestic, not gonna lie.
Yeah, you are not wrong. Right, I wasn't meant to be drinking that much at E2, but damn, I'm headed to the dog end. Is it?
Right?
Dawn said, once an NPC asked me to trade a secret, and I replied, well, this lady isn't as tall as she tells people. He should have been more specific about the kind of secret he wanted. You can't argue with that, can you? Yeah, a curry sauce shot. It was great. Still, the worst thing I drank was alcoholic bolognese. Oh, that sounds amazing.
That sounds quite tasty.
Someone gave
I say that now.
Someone gave me a shot of chili vodka, and
so good.
And it was meant to have a ghost. What is it, like a ghost pepper?
Oh, ghost pepper.
A ghost pepper in it. My God, I had 3. I loved it. It was so good. It was so good because there was a story when I first met Smith, who's my Thane now. I introduced him to Len, who did all of these chili vodkas, and there was like light, there was a stronger one, and then there was a stronger one. Then he had one that he had to keep hidden, and it was just like, this is just really, it was like, it will melt your face. So Smith had already gone running back to the tent to get his money, so he wasn't there when me and Trot, we tried this vodka, and we were both like, that's painful, this is potent. So we only had a sip of it as well. Smith turned up and we were like, you need to drink this. So he poured him a shot, and Smith went, what is it? He goes, oh, it's vodka, it's really good. So downed it. Oh my God, he had to go off and be sick somewhere.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful to witness.
Why would you trust you? And
don't. In character, no, never trust
in character,
us.
out of character, doesn't
out
matter.
Of character. Well, if we thought out of character he couldn't handle it, then yeah, we wouldn't have done it.
I know, but at the same time, I would always double question. I'd be like, they probably think I can handle more than I can handle, so.
But it was so good, and the plus as well when it comes to alcohol. Me and Kit, we actually spent Wednesday evening. We did all of the 2 feet brewing. Yeah, why not?
Brewing. It's a new word. Put it in the dictionary.
We did all the brewing on Wednesday. So we're going to have about 240 bottles of 2 feet cider at E2.
Okay, well, clearly we're going to interact because I'm going to definitely kind of hijinks that.
So, yeah, we cannot wait for that. But it was, yeah, there's been so much good interactions and things like that. And I can't honestly get enough of it. The positive.
100%. My the part of me that was like the most terrified, so
Yeah.
like the opposite of like the really enjoyment, but still enjoying the moment,
Yeah.
is Day of the Dead is a huge moment. Highguard. It's
Yes. Yeah.
their
Massive.
one thing that they do of the year, really important. And so I'm doing this, and I'm a steward of the dead. That's what my character is. It's like the thing of the year that Silas is meant to do.
Yeah.
And the whole thing, the build up at the beginning, the going around each and every chapter and saying, "Name your dead. Who have you lost over the past year?" So atmospheric. We've got torches that are being lit. Everyone's wearing their veils or their hoods. It's just super, super atmospheric. And then we repeat the promise we've made as Highguard, which is we will uphold virtue at all costs. We will do anything that needs to be done to make sure that this empire upholds virtue. And it was just so atmospheric. And I knew in the background, because we'd been warned about it, that skirmishes were going out that were heavily involved with exorcists.
Yeah.
But there was one moment where a freeborn had run past me and gone, "If they go into the gate, you need to go with them because I can't be with them at the minute. So you've got swords, you can do it." I was like, no, that's not going to happen. Luckily, they returned, so I didn't have to go out on that skirmish. Because I was like, can't do that. No, not at all. But we go on this procession. So the entirety of Highguard goes on this procession. And they ask at the beginning, is there anyone who cannot go on this journey because it is a long trip? You walk around all the nations. And so there are a few people who go, yes, no, I will stay, and I will we will commit to some priest ceremonies that will make sure everyone's ready to return home. So off I go with my chapter, my new chapter mate, Nathaniel, who has just joined us from the League, which was a wonderful ceremony. I got to take part in his swearing in, which was beautiful.
Nice.
And we're on this trip round, and we get to Urizen, which is, for those of you that don't know, right next door to Highguard. And we're all got our cowls on, bells are ringing as we're walking. It's beautifully emotional. It's wonderful. And I'm thinking about all the characters that we've lost, all the players that have lost characters, blah, blah, blah. And then we start to hear screams. Actual screams. Clanging of in character, metal on metal. Out of character, LARP weapons on LARP weapons. And me and Nathaniel look at each other, immediately knowing that the last skirmish has come back and something's gone wrong. Badly wrong. Nathaniel, credit to him, runs off. Just goes, every exorcist to me, and just runs. He just goes. Me, as a steward of the dead, I'm like, my job is this. This is literally my role, is to carry the names of my chapter that have died in this procession. It is so important. So I had this real moment of stood there paralyzed because I was like, something's gone wrong and I have the skills to help with it because I am an exorcist, because I'm a steward of the dead. But I also am carrying the names of those that need to be carried through this day because we're all highborn. And then I look through the tents, and I see, in a gap, the Sentinel Gate. And in that moment, I see Vito. I see Max's character, whose name now escapes me for some reason. I blame the wine. Yeah. And I also see Thea, who is of the Navigators of Virtue, who I deem as a sister to myself. Okay. And that was it. I ran. I didn't stop. I ran. I pushed people over, whatever. I encounter Thea. I incite her. I push away someone else who's trying to talk her down. I just literally shoved them aside because I was just so concerned. Incited them, realized the curse they were under, and then I not excommunicated. It is I did the exorcist skill. I excised the thing that was affecting them.
Yeah.
We then crying hug each other, and I'm hugging someone who's in like shoulder metal plate, hugging them, crying. Bit painful, but I was hugging, crying. And I look over their shoulder, and I just see Vito, who those of you who don't know is a freeborn soldier who is incredibly powerful and is taking on about 4 other Imperials. Okay, well, yeah, you're for someone who has 2 freaking hit points, it's pretty powerful. And I see him taking on 4 different Imperials, like holding them off with spear and shield. And I'm like, I can't not do this. So I step forward and I'm drawing my sword like, well, this is how Silas dies. Like, I'm going to go up against this guy who has like maybe 6 hit points left probably after an skirmish. I have 2. I have no armor. I also have not fought with LARP weapons. Guaranteed this is going to end badly.
Yep.
Guaranteed.
Well.
But I'm like, fuck it. Silas wouldn't run away. Silas would step forward. So here I am stepping forward. And then I feel a whack across my back. And I turn around to see a highborn soldier who has just slashed me like across my back. So I'm now down to 1 hit point. And then I just see the rest of his chapter just go like that with him. And I'm like, oh, problem solved. And then they're like, I need an exorcist. Any exorcist. And I'm like, I guess that's me. Hello. Like, run forward. And I do this hyper emotional ceremony, excise the curse from this soul, and then I'm stood there. And then next thing I know, an Urizeni runs up to me, an Urizeni Naga by the name of Zakai runs up to me and grabs me and goes, "There are people in Dawn who need you right now because they've just come back from a skirmish, and they're cursed." The names just come back to me of Max's character, Baldwin, Earl Baldwin.
Was it because you said it in chat?
I have not seen the chat.
Oh, right.
That's me coming back to mind. I didn't look at chat at all. That came back to me. You're welcome. But I immediately thought, oh, heck, Baldwin's still cursed. That's really bad. So I go charging with Zakai all the way back to their camp, Castellan camp. I get there, and there's 2 other priests already dealing with this person who's not coping well with whatever's going on.
Yeah.
And I turn around to a group of Freeborn and Castellan, who are all very close friends of Silas's. And I literally just go, is there anyone else? And they all go, I don't think so. And I genuinely was able to roleplay what was effectively like almost like a panic attack. Like, I was breathing out of control and I was crying at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I basically made a decision as Silas to go from being the loyalty that I held for my nation and the chapter mates that I had lost.
Yeah.
I chose to sacrifice that for the loyalty of the wider empire. And that is a decision that I don't think I'd ever thought that Silas would have to play with.
No, that's good though.
And then I was just suddenly like, oh, wow. Apparently I will make that decision.
That's good.
So yeah, that was the moment where Silas was looking at death in the face in terms of Vito and going, well, this is how it's going to happen because I have 2 hit points and no armor and I don't know how to use my sword.
That's really cool. But I mean, you threw yourself into that situation though, which is what everything was about. You've done what your character would do, which is a fantastic thing. So yeah, kudos to you for doing that. That was fantastic to hear. Because too many people were at that event in fights going, don't want to lose my character, so I'm not doing it. And yeah, it's like my character was on his bleed count for the first time ever in that battle. Which was, hey, to have to roll. Thank you for raiding. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I nearly executed a marcher that day. Fun times. I did, with my first character, we went to Spiral. So it was a Navarre Urizen skirmish. So it was a 30-man skirmish, 15 of each nation. They all took proper preparations. so that they couldn't be possessed. Navarre, we didn't. We went and did our own thing, and then we came back. And everyone who was possessed, the refs were stood there just going, right, you all kick off now. So 15 Navarre.
Here's your card.
We all kicked off. We put all the Urizen down, and then all the exorcists who were stood there waiting for us, unarmed, we put them down.
Because we never are armed, which is such a stupid...
We put them down, and then we started to spread amongst Anvil. We went for a walk. I know I got to the tavern as my first character before I got put down. That's like 150 meters away from where we were. And I left a trail of people who were bleeding out in my wake. Someone got back to their own nation in the woods, in the Navarre. Yeah. So they were on the other side of the field, and they were just attacking everybody left, right, and centre.
Yep.
And it was wonderful. It was wonderful to hear about all of this carnage going on. It was great fun to witness.
James, who plays Santiago, he made it all the way to Wintermark. So he was on that skirmish. He's an exorcist. And this is the thing that made me laugh, is the Imperial exorcist was also on that skirmish. The most powerful exorcist that we have, who can single-handedly do like half of the Imperial army worth of exorcisms, was also cursed with this thing. And Santiago made it all the way to Wintermark, and he just so happened to bump into a priest of Wintermark who was like, "This ain't right. Insight. I know what's happening. Exercise." And that was the thing, is that Santiago was like, "Yeah, I'm almost at the half-hour point." And for those of you that don't know, there's a certain curse that if after half an hour you become the wraith who then starts passing on the curse to everyone else. Yep. So there was a rumor going around on Saturday night, like, if you see anyone acting weird, stop them.
Well, there were people who did die because of it. So players did lose their characters because of it also. But it was.
And I run away for 5 seconds just to go to the toilet because I've drank so much wine. It's like this much.
I've finished a bottle. I'm on my second bottle.
Okay, yeah, but
go for it.
I'm a lightweight. I'll be back in 5 seconds. I'll be super fast.
We will count. It's fine. Go for it. Go for it. Run. But yeah, to have to roll. Thank you so much for raiding. How was your stream? Was it good fun? I do hope so. My type of guest. I know, right? I know. Can Steve sing? No. No. For those who witnessed the debacle at Song and Storytime where I sang Wayfaring Stranger, it was just bad for everybody involved. So, yes, I went to the toilets and a load of Wintermark were like, "Careful, there are wraiths." Yeah, it wasn't good. Empire actually had its first event where people were where a couple of people were hanging around by the toilets to murder someone as well. It was a weird one, but yeah, it was a weird event. But it was so good to have everyone back. I was walking back from buying a load of herbs to my hall and got stopped. Like, what colour is the fire? Can we see the cat that's been behind Kyle? Yeah, I'll ask him to show the cat off when he comes back. Indeed, one. What does it said? Who doesn't carry a weapon? Yes, yeah. I mean, I always carry one. We missed Songs and Story on our first event. It was on the Saturday night, and my character's brother died in a battle and sang his funeral song. It was really, really nice. Even sitting by the campfire isn't safe in Varushka camp. I love Varushka so much. Someone just came sprinting into the Varushka camp shouting that there were whites in the camp, and we went running. Steve can sing and will sing, just not now. I will sing in the field, I promise. I don't carry weapons, I just have them follow me. Yep, my character is never going to be without at least 2 weapons. I carry 3 normally, so, because, you know...
I have 2.
Sword and a dagger. Yeah, a hammer, mace, and a dagger for me.
I've held that hammer in my hand, and it is hefty.
Oh, what, my hammer? It's wonderful.
Yeah, you gave it to me.
Yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Bonking people with that is amazing. Nathair doesn't fight, but still has 4 knives on him. One of my favourite things that happened at that event was Curtis came over to my fire at about 1:30 in the morning and just sat down and we had a beer and we just chilled. It was so nice. It's like Mac and Nathair, we have got no reason to talk to each other in character at all.
Yeah,
really.
Pretty much no reason at all. Yeah.
None whatsoever. But it was so nice because it was me thinking I want to find reasons to talk to people. So like people I know, and Curtis is high up on my list. So the best suit of armor is friendship. Like fuck is it? My plate is the best suit of armor. I wear heavy plate. I've got dreadnought, and it's Winterborn Warmail now, so it's like worth 8 points on its own.
Yeah.
So it's
my exarch just goes running off with no armor whatsoever. He joined us. He joined a main battle with no armor whatsoever because he was like, I can run around. I was like, please don't die.
Yeah.
He has a reputation for running off and doing an exceptional job at what needs to be done. He's very good at it. But Silas as a character stood at the Sentinel Gate going, please come back.
I can tell you mage armor is not the best armor. No, it's not. I still say 20 Reapers between you and them is best. Yeah. Let's see, you and I play very different characters. Yes, we do, Dave. We really, really do. But I'm sure we all find a reason to say hi.
Oh, yeah.
You can stay with the Battle Butler and eat. Yeah, we had the Battle Butler last event.
I've heard about this Battle Butler's like services. You can pay like a couple of thrones or something, and they feed you like
3 thrones, and he fed me grapes. I didn't have to touch them. He literally had the grape and was like plopping it in my mouth.
I mean, what more could you want?
And then he squirted me in the face with water. I was like, I don't know how to respond to this.
That actually is a service that should be paid for.
It really, really is. It normally is, yeah. If you're still Navari, Nathair would have had a lot to talk with Mac about, but I think it would mostly be being frustrated and concerned in Vate. Yes. Yeah, we have now got the Battle Butler all year. We've paid for 4 events for him. Oh, man.
Perfect. You got to book them up, Book them up while you can.
But, yeah, going to have to bounce to you soon. Take care of yourself, Max. You look after yourself, buddy. Oh, dear. So, yeah, Max actually made... Oh, I don't know if he's still there, but Max actually made me a map. So I will show
if anyone can, seriously, Max's maps are incredible, and he does yeah, exactly. He also does like localities. So if you're particularly want a map of Highguard, because Highguard's the best nation, you absolutely can. Shut up, Steve. You absolutely can get order for that nation.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really is good quality work.
I mean, this cost me 60 quid, and this is absolutely phenomenal. This is on
real leather,
and it's got Hurst Hall's logo stamp on it, and it has also got the 2 feet symbol,
the 2 feet logo on it.
On it as well. It's absolutely insane. It's so good, and it smells amazing.
Yeah, it smells beautiful. I have a lot of work from Max that is incredibly good work. He is very, very good at sort of discussing like options to what you want. He wants to make your work feel like it's come from your character, and I cannot recommend him enough. Yeah, very, very good.
We do describe Max's work as get in the bin talented.
Oh yeah,
like
absolutely.
Top end.
Not just the bin, the dumpster. Like he needs to get in the dumpster.
Max is a dumpster fire of talent.
Yeah, exactly. Put the lid over the top of it and just forget. Run away.
Yeah, pretty much.
You and me are here with the staplers trying to fix things together.
Yeah. Oh, I know, right? I know. 20 days until E2.
Don't.
20 fucking days.
20 days?
Can't handle that.
Yeah.
Get in the bin. But Dave has actually he's helped me filk a song. So there's the 2 feet have lots. The 2 feet have songs that are about big things in general, and the one that we don't have is about a certain thing. And so Dave's actually helped me with it, and it's a song that I found but he's helped with the lyrics, and I will be hopefully singing it at E2.
I'm equal parts terrified, but also intrigued.
I'll send it to you after the stream. You can have a listen to it and tell me what you think.
Perfect. Can't wait.
But yeah, it's incredible, and I like the fact that. Do you know the weird thing is that since I started this channel, I was thinking, Ben, you subscribed 24 months. You crazy fool, you. He's been subbed for.
It's graceful, really.
It's yeah. There's no account for taste. Kyle, you will cry apparently.
For what?
My song.
Oh, the song? Yeah.
Not just
enough.
my singing either. But it's the thing that's been amazing to me is that when I started this, I literally thought it would just be me sat here talking to people and going, yeah, LARP's great, do this, get involved, and these are all things that happen. And it's now become, this is why it's great, but this is why you find it's great, this is why that person find it great. And this is like come from all over. And it just shows how the massive appeal of LARP. It's incredible.
Like, at the end, I've got to say this as well, Steve. Like, you know, if I'd approached Empire by myself, I feel like my experience would have been very, very different. And this is regardless
you would have
of,
had a great time.
Regardless of the player events that I've been to, I genuinely think, like, Hefty Yeti and what you've done with the videos, with the advice, connecting people to, from, you know, players that have been there since day one to players that have just started or going to start very shortly. Like, there's so much stuff that, like, there's things that happened OC where I was like, if I hadn't been spoken to before, if I hadn't had this advice before, this could have been like a turn in the event. This could have been a problem. This could have been an issue. And like that just stands testament to your care, your degree of help with everyone that's been here. Like you need to be thanked for that. Like you do, because you've done an incredible job. And I get to say that on camera, you know,
I'm just
now
here.
that everyone gets yeah, you're here, but
I'm
just
here.
by being here, you've helped everyone else. So take some pride, God damn it.
Oh, I do. I love everything that's gone on here, and if I hadn't done this, I wouldn't have got to meet people like you in the field. It's like to meet you for the first time in the field and pick you up and give you a squeeze was.
Anyone that saw a Scottish man being flung into the air and squealing at the same time, no, you didn't. Mind your business. I have never been flung in the air like that since I was like 10 years of age.
So low.
Essentially, like, whoosh.
You're. I could do that.
It was a surprise.
Jazz has subscribed for 12 months. That's our 1 year anniversary. It's amazing. Thank you.
Congratulations, Jazz. You made it this far.
I know. Still, no accounting for taste.
Oh, I should also do a shout out to Panda as well. Because Panda and I have made connections as in character. But she also had a friend with her as well, who, again, because of the wine, don't remember the IC or OC name.
We'll blame the wine. That's all good.
Shut up! I met a lot of people that event, okay? And I'm drinking wine. Shut up.
Good.
Brilliant. I thoroughly enjoyed every interaction, always. And also, that's the other thing as well. OC checking that someone's eaten that day or had enough to drink that day.
Yes.
You do forget. Listen, I'm super into eating. I love eating. I was at that event and I forgot that lunchtime had happened, right? Yeah. Genuinely, anybody who's a new player, who's considering coming to Empire, that might watch this, genuinely having someone that is there in the field with you who will sometimes see you, knowing that they will come up to you and go, have you had food?
Yeah.
Is such an important part of the whole process. Like, really, really is.
Oh, yeah. She
can't thank Panda enough to be like, have you had water?
Yeah, she did that to me
have
on
you
Friday
taken
as
5
well.
seconds?
I'm terrible for it. She did that to me on Friday. The name was Saker.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of starting a Silas snack reminder service. It'll work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. That'd be awesome. I just there's so I mean I think that this channel has brought so many good people together, and it's like no one would have met each other if it wasn't for this. I mean that's my I think that's my crowning achievement, is that people wouldn't know each other if it wasn't for this. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Max and Abby wouldn't be in a relationship right now if it wasn't for me, but Max and Abby wouldn't be in a relationship right now if it wasn't for me.
Again, plead the fifth.
But there's just been so many wonderful things that have happened, and it's been so nice to walk around that field and see how everybody is doing. Pimp Daddy Mac. Cheers, Mark. I appreciate that one, buddy. Pimp Daddy Mac, but no. Maybe a little.
Yeah.
It's just been so good to see how everyone is having so much fun. So like Chocomoco Latte Ryan had a great event. I heard so many good things about him, even though I'll never tell him to his face. I can tell him here because he's just in chat.
Yeah.
But everyone's raving about him, and I hear so many good things about him, and it's fantastic to hear. And it's hearing it about all of these people and how they do, and I'm really proud of it.
Good. You should be. You've done an amazing service to Empire as well, and the vast majority of the new players have had some kind of inclination of like what they're getting involved with, because it is a challenge. Like, even though I don't know how, but E1 had beautiful weather in terms of the fact that it was sunny.
Yeah, it's
insane. But we were all prepared for the worst. Which, by the way, so many socks. Literally, whole suitcase dedicated to socks. Worked out really well. But the biggest thing is that at nighttime it was so cold.
Freezing.
But a lot of the people that I knew from this server and from the Discord that you've given, like, everyone was like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, I'm not freezing to the bone. I'm not losing myself to this moment. I'm not leaving the event. I'm here for the whole run because I'm perfectly warm. My cloak saved my buns.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. There's been so much good stuff that's come out of it all, and I'm so proud of everybody who's been involved, because it's not just me. I mean, it wouldn't be for me. It wouldn't be a community if it wasn't for everyone involved. So, I mean, I remember the whole the Discord was taken up for a week purely by this is what Silas is going to cause in the field. And the things like that, and it's absolutely fantastic.
I hope I lived up to at least some of that.
Yeah, of course he did. I think everybody lived up to what they wanted and what they expected from an event, and it's fantastic to see. And it's not just me being a wholesome, sentimental idiot, but it's been so nice to walk around and see everybody having such a good time, everyone having such a laugh, and everybody being so happy and involved and doing stuff. It's been really, really good. Even like players who their characters like died immediately, they had a great event.
Yeah,
in that.
they did.
So, and I'm not ashamed to say it, and I did laugh. But when someone came running over to me and went, "Mike's character Kalon's dead," I was just like, I laughed a lot, but it's just sort of like, but you hear stories and it's just sort of like, he had a good death. It's just like, that's amazing. Yeah. That's all you can ask for. Good death. That's all you want.
And he's spoken a lot about the fact that, like, he's like, do you know what? This has given the players around me so much roleplay to go into E2 with, so much ideas, so many things to do, whatever. And he's like, and I get to let that be what it is, and I get to go into a different nation with a different idea. And he's like, I get to pretend like I know nothing about that situation, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
And like as a player, like he's so up for that kind of storyline, and that's brilliant. That's great.
The funny
We
thing
love that.
is that they're so Human Justice. I somehow never met Mike's first character, but met their second. I haven't met either. All I know, all I know is that his second character has heard a lot of shit from a young lady in Wintermark who might be my
Uh-huh.
daughter, might not be.
May or may not. We don't
But
know.
my little
DNA
shit,
tests will prove.
my little shit of a child in Wintermark, not my real daughter Lily. She's coming to next event. But
The other one.
Beth, she she's basically she's put him in a place. So her and Mike's characters, they're cousins. Now, so I've already done the DNA thing. I've already checked the family tree. He's not related to me in the slightest. But all he knows at the moment is that her dad's a dick and all of this shit. So I'm looking forward to him going, "You're a prick. You're a fucking..." It's like, do you know who the fuck I am? I will kill you where you stand.
I will kill you right now.
We
The magistrate said I could kill people.
Do you know the was it the Grendel or the Thule or whoever it was turned up and someone with a crossbow tried to assassinate them?
That would be the Grendel.
Was it the Grendel? I didn't pay any attention to that. Someone got assassinated. I lost interest. Nearly got assassinated. I lost interest. I paid the fine of the person who did it, and they said so it was like 1.5 thrones. And they said, it's like, yeah, do this, we'll do this, and it was just like, yeah, that's fine. And you could tell by the way they were acting, they had no intention on paying me back. And then they just went, what's your name? And I just went, I'm Mac 2 Feet. And they went, oh, you're that Mac 2 Feet, are you? Shit. If I don't pay you back, you're going to kill me, aren't you? It's like, yeah. They're like, fuck. So it's also like, I know their name, I know their striding. Next event, I'm coming for them. That player better have my fucking money.
I'm walking up right out to that tent and going, "Excuse me, like Stewie in Family Guy, I'm asking for that money." Yep.
They're gonna
here's the thing that I really didn't expect from this event, and this is something that was way out of left field. I thought, oh shit, this is not what I thought would happen. I was going to treat Sunday like Silas's off day, Silas's day of rest, to go out, meet friends, have fun.
Yeah.
So I'm sat in the group tent of the Cenotaph, which, by the way, the Cenotaph hosts a number of other chapters that don't have their own IC tenting. It's one of the things that we're very proud of, and we love doing it, especially for like new players and stuff like that. We love doing it for the Highborn. So there I am in the group tent. We're chatting about how much heretical stuff I've been dealing with over the weekend.
As you do.
And my chapter mate, Nathaniel, goes, "Do you hear that?" And I perk an ear, and I hear someone going, "Yes, but this person, if we love them and if we deal with them in such a way, we will encourage virtue in them because they are perfection." And I was like, well, that's idolatrous right from the off.
As soon as they said,
and I get up and I go outside.
I was just like, yeah, I would have beaten the shit out of you right there and then.
Right. But I go up and I go outside and I realize, oh, this is the Asavean former... Is it Asavean? I can't remember. But they were former slavers who have the way as we have taught them it, but it's in a weirdly idolatrous way. And I was like, okay, I'm now involved in PD plot now because they've walked past, and I'm sorry, Silas wouldn't sit there like this. So I put my hood up and I've got hands on both swords because I'm like, someone's going to try and kill these buggers. Like, someone's going to kill these people because they're pretty idolatrous, but they're idolatrous about the way. We walk them into dawn, and I'm walking them with Edna from the Chantry of the Silver Skull, who, by the way, anyone who knows her will guarantee you, brilliant player, love her to bits. As my first ever event, I didn't think I would witness a miracle. I I was encouraged by members of Dawn and members of Highguard to incite the effigy that they had with them. So I did that with the last piece of Liao that I had. And those of you who are priests know how much that means to us, okay? It was the last thing I had. I incited this thing. The sort of NPC crew, one of them stood up, whispered in my ear, and was like, yeah, this is spontaneously hallowed to pride. So I'm like, I've literally just witnessed a
miracle.
I've witnessed a miracle. What is literally so everything just goes to shit. Like everyone's like running around trying to find the person who was the original contact of these people. I find out that actually this miracle had come about because they'd gone through the parade of the dead. They'd gone through the Day of the Dead parade, and at the end had gone into a tent in Dawn and had kept hold of this effigy. Now this effigy is spontaneously like dedicated to this thing, and I was just like, oh no, this is going, oh no, this is, oh no. So I'm stood there trying to be a priest of the way, trying to say to them, no, it's not because of some deity that is, the paragons aren't deities. You could be a paragon. You can be that person.
I should be a paragon.
And right, anyone can be a paragon. Anyone. And it was just, it literally Sunday went from, this is my relaxed day, to everyone hold on to your butts because this could go really moment. Oh my God. And it really went south really fast. We got them safe in Dawn. Things are now going to happen beyond that. Don't know what's going to happen. But I can guarantee the NPC crew are going to take back the words. This Highborn said to plot. So I'm really sorry. Really sorry.
Wow.
Also, I'm not sorry at all.
No,
but
definitely not.
But at the same time, it all went really south on a Sunday real fast. And everything that happened on that Sunday, this is the thing that drives me kind of a bit crazy, is that everything that happened on that Sunday is now entirely my event at E2. Everything.
Really?
Yeah. I have some really entrenched heretical stuff has happened in Anvil for years that because, I never say no to anything, I've ended up tripping over. And there's a couple of people who have OC said to me, do you have a spare character? So I'm excited. I can't wait because I have to have a reason why I can't turn up to E3 because I've got a wedding that I need to go to. So if it turns out that Silence dies in E2, well, be prepared for the mess that turns up at E4.
Well, if you want to play a 2 feet, you'll be more than welcome. Because, we're in every single nation. I think I saw Scott was in chat. He's a 2 feet in Highguard. So,
amazing!
Yeah, we're in every
Please
nation.
come up and chat to me. I would love to meet a 2 feet that's in Highguard because that would be interesting chat.
There you go, Scott. Whoop whoop. So he's a distant relation. He's probably like my second cousin or something. So I need to go over and see him more actually because I love Scott to pieces. Ignore
I swear
the
if
Scott,
we
I'm
ever
being
meet.
Nice about you.
Oh, don't listen, Scott. Turn off. Put it on mute.
Turn off, Scott. 2 feet in the league group, but I mean it's the 2 feet. The point of the 2 feet is that we're everywhere. We have spread our seed everywhere. That's the reason I've got to write my book for that for the library. There's literally a book and it's called My Balls, and it's about all my kids. So yeah, that's
there's actually some Eternals that have asked a certain player called Curtis about his smut.
Yeah, we had them come over and ask Bron about his smut as well, where he was described as being distinctly average. He denies it. We bring it up so much. We've also had a request for your cat as well.
My cat.
Yeah.
Zena.
Vixie Nixie. Yeah. Chokes spread our seed. Yeah. Don't even ask.
oh, don't press things,
Yeah, you might have to hold it right in front of your face because I've had to smoosh your image down a bit. There we go. There you go. Bit of cat there.
Oh, she is mad. She was mad that I did that.
Yeah, really, really did. But
Really
yeah,
not.
it's. I'm loving hearing all of these stories because everyone seems to have hit the ground running and is doing so much. They're doing so much, and all I'm doing is I'm sitting there going, "Yep, I've pissed off 5 Eternals this event. I've done well. I'm trying to sleep with 2 Eternals. So Kathan, Kane, and what's the one that begins with E? I can't remember her name.
I don't know anything of the Magic game deliberately because
what's
I
her
want
name?
to know everything else.
Eleonaris. Thank you, Scott.
Oh, Brother Luke.
Yeah, Eleonaris. So these 2 Eternals hate each other with a passion, and I am now competing to be their
Paramour.
So yeah, I'm hopefully going to bone a load of Eternals next event. That will be hilarious.
Here's the real fun scoop.
Orgy with the Whisper Gallery. Yeah, that would work well.
Okay. Here's the real fun scoop, and this is something I'm just gonna say, and everyone who knows me as a player, but also who knows Silas, because of the braid situation, because of what happened with that,
yep,
and the fact that you're meant to let go of something, I have decided that it means that Silas has now reawakened all of his actual emotions. He's not just a dead spiritual being. Okay, rude. How dare. But Silas has actually fallen a little bit for someone very unexpected.
Ooh.
And in E2, there may be some significant ramifications that come from that. And that's all I'm going to say on that.
Who
knew that Silas would have emotions? Who knew? Shocking.
I mean, that's it's Charlie, by the way. I play Odelia, the Ravens here. Excellent stuff. Hello, Charlie. So Wintermarker, she is absolutely wonderful. We went on a not last event, but the one before everything to do like vision quests and stuff like that, big Calabasi thing. And no, she is awesome. Charlie is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, welcome, Charlie. Good to see you. But yeah, it's I have to find that out then, because this is the thing. One of the other things. Oh, jeez, how long? We're going for over 2 hours. My God.
I know, Steve. You knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, I know.
You knew this was going to happen with us.
I know. The funny thing is Helen's not home. She's a friend of hers has come out of surgery a few days ago, so they're recovering. So a few people have gone up to hers for dinner this evening, so they're up there. And I've gone, oh, this is going to end badly. I'm chatting to Kyle tonight. I'm going to be here until 11.
I can't shut the fuck up. It's true. Everyone knows this about me. It's why I'm a priest.
We'll have to do a part 2, because I think I've got like 6 people lined up for a part 2. Tiny gifting a sub there to Charlie. That's awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tiny.
Yeah, Charlie's awesome. I'll have to get Charlie on at some point to have a little chat, because she is wonderful to talk to. But yeah, I love the fact that like you find that you're looking at people in different ways as well, and you think this could be a romantic thing for my character to do. It's why for Mac I went, Empress. There we go. Aim high.
Aim high, man.
Really,
yeah, absolutely.
Really high. And it was great. But yeah, never ever gonna happen. And obviously she's gone. But it was like, then obviously Max proposed to everybody in that field, flirted with everyone in that field as well. The orcs don't know how to respond.
Oh, E2 is going to be really interesting with orcs as well because Silas has some business now.
Ooh, that's interesting. I think what I'll have to do is I'm gonna have to I'll get you on, and I'll get you. Mark's just gone. Oh shit, you went there. He plays an orc. I have to get you on with see if Ryan fancies coming on. So Ryan, who's Chocomoco Latte, is he's just one of the genuinely nicest people you'll ever talk to. As he described himself to me, he is the biggest campus person you'll ever meet. And I tell you what, it's true. He's like 6 foot, like a million. He's he's a big guy.
I love that already.
He is awesome. He is so nice. He makes all of his own kit. He's a fantastic guy, and I've loved.
Is he another one of those dumpster people that we just have to sort of dunk in the bin and just leave alone? Because
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, 6 foot a million.
Right.
Thank you, Charlie.
Okay, great.
Yeah, he needs to get in the bin. Really, really does. He is too talented. He's now blushing. Like, fuck are you blushing, you talented bastard?
You know you're talented.
You know
Shut
you're
up.
talented, you little shit. How dare you be like that? Don't you mock me?
This is why this conversation lasts 2 hours, because me and Steve are exactly the same.
You're over there mocking me with my fucking stapler as I put kit together. You little shit. How dare you?
How dare we have these people around us that are so freaking talented? Rude, quite frankly.
It was people say, "Oh," he goes, "Yeah, I've just thrown something together. It's taken me like 20 minutes to go," and I'm like, "You built that in 20 minutes, so that's a tunic and a war skirt you've built in 20 minutes. I'm over here, and I have thrown together, just like 2 pieces of fabric with something drawn on it in ink." And that's taken me 7 hours and a stapler and some super glue.
Listen. Scotland, we have a certain course that's called, it's like food and creativity, right? And one of the challenges is that you make some form of clothing. The clothing challenge was basically an apron. Guess who forgot to put the pocket part in the apron? So when we say that I have no skill, I need it.
Oh my god, we'll have to do this again. If we can get a couple of people on, get you back on. We'll do the wine stream again because I feel like the wine has encouraged everything here, and this has been.
This is the last of the bottle, and my partner's looking at me from across here, just going, "Is this a good idea?"
I might be coming back up to Bristol before E2, so there will be wine.
I have evenings off every evening.
Well, I know you do now, but you haven't got people who are going to stand at the door and go, "No, he's not here anymore."
Yeah, no, he's not in. You speak to me directly, and we'll go out. It'll be great.
Charlie, are you happy to come on and drink wine? Charlie is an experienced player. No, caught myself there. She's been about a bit at the field, but so have I. So we can get Charlie on as well because she's an experienced player, you know. I can drink Schlur, but I would love to. Perfect. So you, Ryan, Charlie, me. Okay, now what is wrong with me? 4-way.
It's because you drank wine, Steve. This is why. What we mean is, it's an educational instructional video on how to create some decent.
That's Charlie. That is ooh.
Some decent kit.
My God, what's wrong with us? Maybe after a bottle, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just not feeling the love, Steve. Mark, you know that I love you. You're an amazing man.
We love you a lot.
God. But yeah, we will do that at some point. I've got so yeah, because I have to bring it to a close because we've been going for nearly 2.5 hours.
I know. I'm so sorry, Steve.
It's
It's
not
entirely
you.
my fault.
It's not you. Oh man, this is. I will bring up as well. It was full of sunlight in your room when we started.
And now it's pitch black.
It's not anymore. Title:
Yeah.
Get your kit on. Yes, we will do that. Van Bubblegum. That's amazing.
I'll own my kit.
But yeah, we'll. So on Monday, I've got 40 coming back on. Who was there? The priest who came over from Denmark for his very first game, as well. So and he hit the ground running. He did so well.
Amazing.
I'm loving the fits of hysterics. Yeah, I'm a professional streamer over here. I do really, really well.
And I'm a comedian. What can we say?
He is at E2 as well. He will be at E2 as well. So yeah, we'll do that. So I got that on Monday. But yeah, I'll Charlie, I don't know if you've joined the Discord or not, but if you join the Discord, then we can set up a chat when all three of you are free. And yeah. My chair nearly broke.
I saw that. I saw that moment of like, I just nearly died.
Yeah. Oh my god! It literally just clicked right there. So if one of my mods can post the links for me, I don't know if any of them have left us have stayed. I wouldn't blame them if they buggered off. To be honest, it's just the way of things.
Yeah. Sorry for talking for so long.
Really,
it was a great event. That's why
it was a phenomenal event. It was such a great event, and I love to see everybody. I've nearly finished editing the extreme makeover video as well, so I'm excited to get that. Bloody hell, get that clipped. Shut up, Ryan.
Don't know what you're talking about clipped. There's a lot in this video.
There is a hell of a lot. I hope people who clip have had a field day.
Absolutely. By the way, just want to say shout out to SkyOS Fowl because that's someone I'm going to interact with in YouTube.
There we go. There's the links. There's the links.
Go. We love it. Thank you so much for whoever posted that. I don't know because I can't see the chat. Well done.
It was me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
But yeah,
I can't see the chat. That's not fair.
Fowl was amazing. Skyway Valley is always absolutely amazing. Thank you, Carl. I loved hearing about your event. Love the stream. Steve, you superstar for making all these good things happen.
Exactly.
Yeah, we just did 5 tickets away for. Donated a £5. Thank you so much. Thank you, Charlie. We just did 5 tickets for the NHS as well.
Amazing.
And care workers. Amazing. So. But there's going to be more because of the way Twitch is kind of buggered up and does it all in the middle of the month. So I'm going to have to do more tickets next month now with the amount of money I got.
Oh, well, shame.
So, yeah. Sorry it can't be more. No, really don't worry. I mean...
Always give what you can. No one ever demands more than what you can give.
I don't expect anything anyway. I like it when people turn up and chat shit. It's great fun.
And all I've done is chat shit.
That's all we've done. That is all we've done. So, right, let's have a look and see who's about. They've gone. So something I wanted to bring up was I've got a potential for doing another makeover thing with the Longest Johns, who might be coming to Empire.
Yes, I remember hearing about this. I'm going to switch on my light. Bear with.
You can turn it on now. Hooray!
It's sunlight again. Don't worry.
Yeah,
yes, Longest Johns. I've heard they're suddenly excited about LARP. Like, what an intriguing idea.
Yeah, a couple of them are very, very interested in Empire. And I've got there's a potential of a meeting set up to go and to go and have a chat with them about coming along and doing it. So, the thing will be there, and hopefully I can get that sorted and we can get them to Empire. So it'll be absolutely phenomenal. So
it's a gift, and also if they decide to be, bards, etc., in whatever nation they choose, It's a gift to everyone else.
I've already told them that they're banned from singing ever because they
Yeah,
can't.
fair.
He's just
fair,
like leave it to the
absolutely fair.
talented people in the field. You know, just sit there and watch.
Yeah. You should just be, a soldier that dies every second
Every event.
event.
Every
Yeah,
event.
exactly. 100%.
But yeah, I can't be. Oh no, let's go and raid someone because why not?
We are known for raiding. Come on.
I do try. I fuck it up so often. It's unbelievable, but still.
Yeah, but who cares? Come on.
So
It's not.
I haven't raided him for a while, and so Digby needs a. Oh no, wait a minute. Oh, what's happened there? Has that actually just started? Hold on, I'm refreshing something here. Okay, they've gone. I don't know, something weird's gone wrong there, but okay.
Is Digby still there? Because we love raiding Digby.
We do love raiding Digby, but yeah, to roll are streaming as well. I think they're playing Lego Star Wars.
For everyone that's on the stream still, finish the bottle.
Down it. Get rid of it.
It's done.
Digby is still live. So we got to roll one or Digby. I don't mind either way. To roll. Let's do have to roll because they raided me and now they're streaming. It's bizarre. I don't know what's going on there. Roll one.
Well,
yeah, someone new.
Feedback.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, let's return the favor. No, it's coming up stream ending.
Oh, right. Well, Digby it is then.
So Digby it is. Right. Now, go say hi, spread the love. To have to roll not on. That was weird. We're not live anymore. It's coming up live for me. That's bizarre.
What do you mean? I would say hi, guard sends their love. You'll know what that means.
Yeah, go say hi, spread the love. Be as wholesome as you possibly can. Give him all the wet kisses in the world. Love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh my god, that was insane. That was actually...